Okay, great. Thank you for bearing with me. Just a couple of minutes delay, and we are all right on time to start. Let me share my screen first. So, is the screen visible and am I audible clearly? Please let me know so that I can start.
Sir, both.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Today's topic is one of my favorite ones, the dentist and the local lab. Of course, we work with so many labs, many of us. It depends upon PFM metal के लिए एक lab, zirconia के लिए एक lab, implants के लिए separate lab, dentures के लिए separate. We all have such kind of labs. But yes, if you can get at least the local lab all in one or one in all, it can be a perfect thing. So welcome to webinar number 3 of 2021 for the free groups at 7 a.m. on the auspicious occasion of Durga Ashtami. I vividly remember my second webinar of my lifetime in 2020. Of course, that happened was on 2nd April on the same day. It was again with the WDA. The first was also with them on the day of Gudi Padwa. And yes, of course, all my thanks are due to Lord Almighty, who's given me much more than what I deserve. Because without him, we all are nothing. So this is my brief biodata. You all are aware of it. So let's begin without much delay. So this is the topic for webinar number 3, the dentist and the local lab. So before the presentation, this presentation particularly, this is my disclaimer for this. This presentation is actually dedicated to all the local labs who do all kinds of routine work, starting from a minuscule denture repair to a zirconia crown. But then most of us don't get our implant work done from local lab. Some of us do, but majority of us don't do because we feel that outstation or the overseas or the specialist labs are more accustomed to handle such kind of jobs. So my presentation will not find implants and the associated mistakes, the fabrication in that. We won't find a reference in there. So because of the very reason I told you just now. So we all talk about the feedback part, feedback from the patients, feedback from the staff, feedback from associate, probably some of us from our dealer as well, but we really forget to take feedback from our lab. And what exactly feedback does helps us to actually reflect on ourselves, solve our problems, and builds our team confidence, increases our learning experience. At this point of time, I always very proudly say that a dentist has two arms. The right arm is the staff, and the left arm is the lab. Of course, all combined. It's not only the local, all combined. So without these two arms, the dentist is surely handicapped. We can't do anything without both of them. So we need to realize the importance of both of them. And the problem sometimes is that there are so many complaints, there are so many problems, but if there is no two-way communication, the team actually finds it difficult to get along with the certain situations, certain scenarios in the clinic. So feedback is very important. It's not only from the ones I mentioned, the staff, associates, or patients or dealers as well. It is most important from the dental lab as well. And feedback always in a simple language means a two-way communication. So when I mention the word feedback from lab, really, people ask me, really, do we need feedback from the guy who's a tuchh prani and we are the God complex? Actually, we are a Mahan personality. It is the reverse. For majority of tier 3, tier 4, tier 2 cities, their majority of the lab work is the major chunk of their earning in their practice. So it is not that we survive because of them, or sorry, they survive because of us, rather we survive because of them in majority of the cases. There might be an occasional odd month in our practice when actually we don't have any implant job also, but then the local crown and bridge and the other parts or the other aspects of facets of dentistry come as a savior to us. And yes, as I said in the disclaimer, most of these clinics, majority in tier 3, tier 4, small villages, and of course, a good chunk in tier 2 as well. Not to deny tier 1 as well. The major source of income is still via lab work in as high as 80% cases sometimes. On an average, the data says 58% of your income comes from Crown Bridge or the lab work or all lab works combined. But then I've seen in my city also, mine is a kind of a tier 2 city. Ludhiana number 17 size wise and number 23 population wise in India. Uh, we actually have seen that a couple of my friends as well. We actually are known to treat our lab guys shabbily, exploit them big time. And trust me, we work by the basic. My is a business town, famous for hosiery, famous for cycling, cycle industry, and a couple of more things. But we work in a business language. How do we work? So the working system usually here is that whatever work is from 1st to 31st, that payment is made from in the next 5 days of the next month. So we don't pay immediately. Majority of us, this is the way we work. 1 to 31st Jan, the payment would be made from 1st to 5th Feb without delay in majority. But then a few of the colleagues work like the next payment would be made in 25th or 26th of Feb, so that almost the next month work will be also under the say knee or the grab of the dentist, so that the if lab guy commits a harakiri, uh, the same can be adjusted against his behavior, and that is where we actually commit a wrong thing. And trust me, there are more than 75 good labs or decent labs in my town, and more than 150 who are actually struggling to say exist. You might find it strange, but yes, 200 plus labs are there in my town as well. And lab guys actually go on searching clinics in search of work, and the majority offer they have is, how much is your lab charging you? Without seeing the work, the first question they ask is this: let's suppose I blurt out an X amount. We all know what the lab charge is approximately. I'll give you an example here as well. So say I'll do it for X minus 25 if X is your average price. And that is very shocking. Let me give a few numbers. We all know the exact numbers for the local lab for the manufacturing of a PFM crown. I'll just give an example. Don't take those as real numbers, but yes, it is very close to that. If the normal lab charge for a PFM crown is rupees 500 for a local lab, the small time labs sometimes charge 300. And the new guy who searches the lab actually comes and say, I'll do it for 275. Then the next one says, I'll do it. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself, Murugan. So the next one says, I'll do it for 25, more or less 250. And the number game begins. And sadly, the dentist actually starts giving those lab guys work without even looking at the other parameters of the lab, and those can be the lab work quality, the materials used, the time frame, and so many other things. And predominantly, I would say the dentist is to be blamed, who actually falls below the desired standards. And they never know, the lab guys who got uh, uh, who start getting the work from the dentist in the first place, they might be replaced with another X minus 50 or X minus 25 in the near future. You never know. And it is a pitiful scenario for the dentist, that what exactly are you earning out of the 25 or 50 bucks? Your existing lab knows how you work. It is the system or your understanding or your equation with the lab that matters. You might be amused, but this is a reality. Yes, it is surely a reality in my town. And if it is a tier T town, tier 2 town, it will sure be truth in tier 3 and tier 4 as well. So we need to understand those parameters. So I have actually predominantly worked with two local labs only. Never changed usually. Luckily, the first ones that I got were the ones that was adjusted. I worked in GTB hospital for the first 2.5 years of my practice. And when I opened up my clinic on 1st Jan 2000, The same lab guy who used to work in the GTB hospital, I had some equation with that. So he started his own private work as well. So I used to give him work. And in the year 2007, and approximately near about Diwali, he wanted to shift to UAE for, say, greener pastures, you can say. So in the meantime, I had already tied up with another lab, and luckily turned out to be good. And till date, from Diwali 2007 to 2021, Gudi Padwa, you can say almost 14, 13 and a half years, the same lab is working for me even till date. And I have no complaints. We do have our issues, but we resolve it very quickly. There is a lot of understanding for me to get over those issues, because there are so many coveted points which actually the lab gives me, that I have no reason for me to change them because of even x minus 200 price. For example, I'm giving, if you look at the same numbers, because I don't believe in changing them. My we both are adjusted to, they know what kind of work I want, and what time frame is mine, and how the situation goes in my clinic, and they're pretty much adjusted to it. They do complain occasionally that many other dentists won't do this thing what you are doing. They sometimes say it in an undertone, or maybe a laughing tone, or maybe sometimes in a cribbing tone as well. But then my reply is, when your relatives come from your village, why do you get them treated from me? Why don't you go to the same dentist? And they laugh it off, because they know the precision has to be there. And maybe luckily I am adjusting to those parameters a little bit better than a few other colleagues, not to boast of this thing, but just to explain you the scenario in the current situation. So I really don't mind if my lab even charges a tad extra for that, because I am very much accustomed to what actually uh, I want in my work quality. So at this scenario, this is even if I have a good equation with my lab, the feedback and the communication still has to be very, very important, come what may, and given whatever the scenario it has been. So I'm lucky that I came across this topic. I've written on this topic in the recent ID Times issue as well. So I'm really lucky that I'm sharing it with colleagues. There are quite a few good topics that I've recently taken up in the month of April, March, and April only. All of those would be going on YouTube right from starting from 2nd May onwards, every alternate day. And trust me, those are the topics which I have never listened to any speaker. And I wanted those aspects to be shared with the colleagues. Then, as I mentioned, on an average, 58% of lab work, but it can be as high as 80% sometimes. So we need to make sure that even if it is 58 or 80, we still need to understand that it is the majority. So we need to ensure that the relationship between the lab and us stays cordial, and the communication remains very, very effective, because only an effective communication can result in a good quality of work. And sometimes the lab knows how to work, you know what to convey, but the communication does not happen. So the end result, sometimes, the who is the sufferer, either the patient or the dentist. The patient is a sufferer if dentist chooses to forego small irregularities in the work, and the dentist is the sufferer if the patient uh, uh, say, if the job has to be repeated, and the patient of course is not going to pay you twice. So you burn a hole into your pocket because of your mistake. You can't tell the same to get it repeated, because you didn't convey it in the first place. So are we the mahan individuals and they are the tuch pranis, or they are the lesser mortals? I'm sorry to say, no. So we have to get into their shoes and understand what is the actual role of feedback in those scenarios. Let's see a little bit further in that. So there are quite a few points to actually think of in such a scenario. So we really need to understand a good lab who can deliver us precision crafted results and exact specifications. Many dentists are actually finicky about their work as well. Nothing wrong in that. They are work perfectionists. But then the bottom line aim is that we need to have a patient satisfaction, and ultimately the patient has paid the dentist. The patient has the questions to ask to the dentist, and of course, again, the dentist is to be answerable, not the lab. The patient didn't source the crown to the lab, he outsourced it to the dentist. We outsourced it to a third party. So we need to understand what is the key to delivering a picture perfect or eye soothing or exact restoration, what we want, it indirect or direct, whatever. So it is with a good relationship with your dental lab, especially the local one, because majority of us in tier 2, 3, 4 cities, we still do not send all our work to overseas or outstation labs who we consider maybe specialist in certain jobs. But then sometimes the time is the criteria, sometimes the cost is the criteria, sometimes there are many other factors as well. So we need to understand that the local lab comes in such a situation, and they are actually worthy of our attention and our love and care, of course, if I go in a simplified language. And a fine tuning and a relationship is very important, especially if you are paying good amount. The lab has to use good materials. You can't use Chinese ceramic materials in your PFM grounds. They might run a little bit, but they are occasionally bound to fail only. But then on the flip side, if the lab is using good materials, you can't compromise on the cost yourself. You know that if you are going to do that, maybe a couple of times the lab will bear the loss, but ultimately they are also going to cut corners and deliver you below par work. And if the patient is not happy, if the patient literally throws away the crown, I've seen that. Of course, luckily till date hasn't happened in my clinic. God forbid doesn't happen as well. But I've seen that in my colleagues or my friends' clinic as well. The patient literally throwing the cap on the dashboard or the say patient tray, it literally throwing away that it is a substandard work. And what it does, it actually affects your reputation and your work output in the longer run. But then, as the Australian proverb says, wading through the muddy waters, सारा गंदा काम तो लैब ही करती है ना. You just take the impression, however it is. The term however it is, जैसा आ गया वैसा ही भेज देना. Kindly adjust. That is the most common word we used with our lab. Maybe in vocal language or maybe in a non-vocal language. Kindly adjust. Kindly assume where are the margins, even if the margin is touching the tray, or even if the margin has say gotten torn off, or maybe if it is a scrapped off margin. So we say kindly adjust, presume that the patient, we want him to presume that who the lab guy who hasn't seen the patient, who hasn't seen the dentition, who hasn't seen the overall situation, we ask him to presume the same. And if the crown does not come out as per our expectation, we still blame the lab guy. Where was the fault? The fault was at the first step. Just 2 more minutes, just one more impression, and everything could have been there in the first place. Imagine the crown, that impression goes to the lab, it is poured, die cut or not cut depending upon your situation. Then the fabrication of the crown is there, then it comes back, then the trial is made, and at the time of trial, and all this exercise can be nullified if the impression is wrong. Where was the mistake at the time of the impression? Just 2 more minutes. A Maggie noodle kind of an approach could have helped at that time. Yes, just to give you a scenario on this thing, just to give you an example in this situation. So just try to uh, flip the scenario and get into the shoes, as I said, get into the shoes of the lab guys. The lab receives a case from you, and instructions are please fabricate a zirconia. Usually, the word please is also missing in our communication to the lab. हम लोग ऐसे बिहेव करते हैं जैसे हम लैब के ऊपर एहसान कर रहे हैं उसको काम देके. As I said, we are actually surviving because of them. We need to remember that very, very sternly. And and when the lab gets the impression, oh no, not another one. Though that might be the approach. They might not say it to you, but sometimes your work ethics are not actually those desirable by the lab, and your results may not be optimum according to the lab. But then for the very simple reason कि doctor बुरा ना मान जाए, the labs actually are very skeptical of relaying this back to the dentist. बोले ना बोले, then this is the communication barrier which we need to remove. Of course, I'll come to that later in the presentation. So look at the scenarios, which are the most common ones. Of course, this is a practice management lecture, so you might be amused looking at a dental slide in this. But yes, this is a very common situation that we come across, and we ask the lab to do the needful. That is where the mistake is. So what actually will make the lab technician's job more challenging? A poor impression? Surely. Majority of us do a mistake every third, fourth day. We do even a small mistake. The key is to just realize that yes, a mistake has been made. The impression has to be clearly defined for all the discrepancies. Then incomplete instructions. We assume and presume कि पिछली बार उस केस में तुम्हें बताया तो था, तो इस केस में भी वैसे कर लेना था. He's not working for us exclusively. He's working for maybe 25, 30 more doctors, maybe a little bit more. You need to understand, you need to be specific. And at this point, a written instruction always holds a good key to the success. So then cases, shit यार, फिर से आ गया इसका केस, क्या करें? कुछ करोगे तो ये बोलेगा ऐसे, ना करोगे तो भी बोलेगा ऐसे. So don't have this kind of a scenario with your lab where the lab actually is fearful to talk with you even if you are wrong somewhere. You should be open to all the mistakes whatsoever in your practice, and we need to understand that if it is the feedback that can actually give us the path to correct ourselves and do a better job. Remember, unless or until someone tells us that we are going wrong somewhere, we are not going to improve. And that holds true even in your clinical scenario, even in your lab scenario, or even in the scenarios where we actually say have a communication with the patient. So, not that we all are bad or all work we send to the lab is bad. The key is to realize that wherever it is wrong, we need to adopt a Maggie noodle approach. 2 more minutes, one more impression, hardly costs anyone anything. Hardly costs anyone anything. That should be the mindset of yours, so that if anyone else points out the mistake, be a self-critic of your own work. Unless you know what kind of work you are going to do, you are not going to end up with a good kind of a return. And again, the Australian proverb, drop it in the mouth. So if say everyone would want कि सीधा मलाई मक्खन जैसा काम हो, and simple ho, easy ho, margin अच्छा ho, and they also can wade through the path very easily. But then consistency is lacking some of the time, and most of the time the predominant reason is 2 or 3 sitting in the waiting, 2 already sitting inside the operatory on different chairs, our mind totally boggled up with so many on our hand and too much on our plate, and then there the mistakes are bound to happen. Or maybe where we are actually leaving certain things to our assistant. I have seen so many clinics where even the LGNet impressions for the preparation, not the rubber base, LGNet impression for the preparation are taken by the staff, the assistant staff, not the associate staff. And that is sometimes surprising to me. Uh, uh, I cannot even think of this kind of a situation. However trained your staff might be, the impression is certain thing which the dentist is perfect at, better than the staff. Come what may, yes, there may be debatable points on this, but this is what I feel. Again, I'm giving you my viewpoint. So what are the predominantly 2 challenges? The clinical challenge and the communication challenge. Let's look at those scenarios. I'll give you about 15 each in both the categories, and try to ask yourself, out of those 30, how many are you guilty of actually? Maybe sometimes, maybe majority of times, maybe a couple of times. So let's begin with the clinical challenges. So these kind of operations can sometimes literally throw a spanner in our smooth running, say, train of the clinic. So clinical challenges can be lack of good impressions, written lab instructions not there, then occlusal clearance not there. Larger cases, we are actually not very bothered about giving good results to the lab. So let's see. The number 1 clinical challenge is sometimes leaving the cotton or the retraction cord in the impressions. Then lack of use of proper size of tray and impressions having a lot of pull. We all are guilty of the second, maybe some or the other time. Then cutting corners on impression material ki thoda sa impression lo, as pre-sized trays won't record it. Sometimes you need a customized tray. How many of us actually take a pain to do that? Very few. Then no photos. Absolutely. Again, we have the patient face in front of us. We have the patient dentition. इस काम के लिए भी कई बार हम लोग असिस्टेंट को बोल देते हैं, यार लैब को फोटो भेजने, तू फोटो ले ले. Remember, the assistant usually has a low cost phone, so the camera resolution is usually low as well. So we actually commit mistakes at our end only. They can be a great tool of communication. The lab can be served a lot better if we can actually send them good photographs. Sometimes the shade taking is not correct. All those things are taken care of by the assistant staff many of the times. And that is where our mistake lies majority of the times. Then not taking a shade before preparing the tooth and then blaming the lab for the accurate shade, because we all know teeth will dehydrate, which can sometimes alter the shade dramatically as well. Then no or non-specific instructions for large cases given to the lab. Poor bite recording with no study models or any pictures for preoperative condition, and then inaccurate bite registration as well. Sometimes the models are distorted, there is slur on the surface of the impressions that can actually say hide the landmarks, and sometimes the articulation is not good enough. How many times we have seen that the crown that comes from the lab is considerably high, and then pat goes back the communication to the lab. तुम्हारे को दिखता नहीं है, तुम्हारे को पता नहीं लगता है कि क्या कर रहे हो तुम, इतना मोटा क्राउन, उसके ऊपर बैठ के पेशेंट ने खाना खाना है. All those sorts of abuses are heard in front of the patient sometimes. We actually try to feel we feel that we are trying to boss the lab in front of the patient. The patient is actually going to carry a negative impression that they don't have a professional lab working for them. Then many of the times we have unreasonable expectations. A long span bridge and still alginates doing the needful. Even the preps are not very good because, again, the simple reason, two more patients sitting in the waiting, they are actually in a hurry. So we need to finish off this case at the earliest possible. Then sometimes we expect a good quality work and a very little downtime. आज impression लिया है, मेरे को कल सुबह crown चाहिए. Sometimes it's not possible. Maybe occasionally lab will give you the turnaround time might be less in cases of small crowns, but for a majority of the long span cases, if you need good work, you need to give some time as well. The logic goes like a tailor and a customer. कि टेलर को आप अगर स्टिच करने के लिए ट्राउजर या शर्ट दे दो, फॉर मेन ऑफ कोर्स आई एम टॉकिंग, शर्ट या ट्राउजर दे दो, ही गिव्स यू टाइम स्पैन ऑफ 10 days. टुडे इज 20th, ही विल गिव यू 30th अप्रैल को आप आगे अपनी ट्राउजर एंड शर्ट ले जाना, ट्राउजर एंड शर्ट ले जाना. तो what he'll do is he'll start the work on 29th. So we believe that we are in queue, and similarly we want to push our lab that even if you take the time, you are going to do it at the nth moment, so do it right now. And then we do all this and then commit a payment harakiri. तुम्हारी 1 से 31 की पेमेंट अगली 25 को मिलेगी. Why? If you're getting the time at say gun down their throat, why don't you pay them on time? Then one of the most common clinical challenges almost in every clinic, lack of sufficient occlusal space. Sometimes it is the resultant high crown can be because of lack of space as well, but sometimes the metal margins are so the metal thickness is very high, and of course the margins are unreadable. If you're not using cord, at least use a rubber base, at least make clinically recognizable impression margins. So of course, not going into the clinical side, but what exactly sometimes are the mistakes at the lab end, those need to be realized very, very clearly. And then sometimes we don't give a clearance and we ask the lab to remake a crown. नहीं वो थोड़ी सी जगह रहेगी तो कोई बात नहीं, आप दोबारा बना दो. There is no communication to actually who will pay for that loss. We presume that हमारी गलती थी, कोई बात नहीं, इनको कितना काम देते हैं तो क्या बात होगी, फिर क्या हो गया, एक क्राउन बना भी देंगे तो क्या हो गया. We never even talk out this aspect and the lab will feel cheated. गलती डॉक्टर की थी, स्पेस खुद नहीं दी, लेकिन मेरे को बनाना पड़ गया, मैं इसमें क्या कमाऊंगा. Obviously he is going to cut corners somewhere in the next job. So you need to realize if you are at the mistaken end, you need to pay for it, not your lab. The mentality has to be changed. This webinar today is all about changing the dentist mentality in relationship with the lab, in looking at the lab, in talking with the lab, in viewing the lab as a partner in crime. Not in crime exactly, but in a partner in profits, if we say that ways. Then most likely a very common problem, undercut problems. Sometimes the path of insertion is not as favorable as we want. Incomplete instructions like sex, age, shade, date, instructions, missing midline, whatever, all those things. And then one of the most common clinical challenges, we believe that every partial denture can have tooth or teeth to be can be added over there in those scenarios. So don't give your lab a face on the palm or face on the forehead moment. If you are at mistake, rectify the mistake with the Maggie noodle approach here at the first step itself. So the next would be the communication challenges. There are lot many, understanding each other and lack of mutual respect sometimes, all those things, even the time part. Then poor case planning. Lab calls back. इस केस में क्या करना है? The assistant gives the instruction. The dentist is working on the patient, giving the instruction to the assistant. The communication might be distorted courtesy the use of the erotor or the suction. The barrier comes there, and the distorted communication is conveyed to the lab. And once the work comes back, sometimes तेरे को मैंने बोला तो तूने बोला नहीं, आपके सामने तो मैं बात कर रहा था, लैब को सारा कुछ बताया था, घुमा जरा फोन उसको, ये क्या बना के भेजा है, तुम्हें बताया नहीं था सब कुछ. And that poor guy will actually not respond back, not react back also. अच्छा सर कोई बात नहीं, सॉरी मैं रिपीट कर देता हूँ. That is the only answer बेचारे they have. I really say बेचारे they have, because they are not guilty majority of the times. They have to live with the substandard things sometimes we provide them, and we expect them to work miracles like magicians. They are not. We need to understand, no disrespect, but they are lesser educated than us. They are lesser learned than us. They are having lesser knowledge. Of course, I'm again local lab only. They're having lesser knowledge of the anatomy and the scenario. And we expect them to presume and assume everything. Why? Why? If you being a dentist and you being more learned, more qualified them, can't understand your mistake, can't understand your scenario, how are they supposed to do that? Then many a times we rush the cases, unrealistic time and output. Patient की परसों flight है, मुझे कैसे भी करके crown चाहिए. And at this point of time, I'll narrate a very, very funny incident. You will not believe it, but yes, this happened actually. The dentist was in a hurry in the sense he had too many patients. There was one patient who was supposed to catch a flight 2 days later. So he took the impression and sent it to the lab. Unprepared. He said, इस पे तू क्राउन कटिंग करके क्राउन बना दे, मैं अपने आप क्राउन कटिंग मुंह में करके उसको फिट कर लूंगा. And this is the thing, even I have not till date digested by me in any case. मैं सब कुछ digest कर लूंगा, all of those challenges with a pinch of salt or a pepper or a chaat masala, whatever I can. But this thing is unfathomable for me that आप unprepared tooth को lab cutting कर रही है, आप उस crown आने के बाद मुंह में cutting कर रहे हैं and you are trying to fit that crown. What is the hurry? What is the say urgency to make money in such cases? Then we call that dentistry का standard गिर रहा है. कौन गिरा रहा है? हम खुद ही गिरा रहे हैं. Who is committing a mistake? We ourselves are doing it. So then again, one of the most common challenges that we have a due date, but lab calls back, डॉक्टर साहब बिजी हैं, बाद में करेंगे. जब डॉक्टर साहब को टाइम होता है, then at that point of time the doctor साहब is very busy and he gets free at 11 in the night. So he'll call back to the lab. Either the lab is closed by then or सर अब तो कास्टिंग हो गया, कोई बात नहीं, चलो भेज देना, मैं उसको मुंह में एडजस्ट कर लूंगा. मार्जिन को कर दिया था ना आपने, बस ठीक है, हो जाएगा, मैं कर लूंगा, डोंट वरी. This is the kind of scenario. Then lack of mutual respect. We do consider them lowly individuals, which is actually our fault. And sometimes dentists, in spite of all these mistakes, do not understand the CAD CAM is flowing in dentistry. The digital workflow needs to be understood. and how that can be incorporated, at least in the communication part it can be. Then miscommunication to the lab sometimes. Many a times I've seen there is a broken tooth, 6, a measly broken 6, a prepared 5 is there. The crown comes back from the lab, 5 and 6 crown made. Many a times I've seen that as well. The 6 is broken measly. The dentist didn't even care to either restore that tooth or extract or root canal or core buildup or pre-endo buildup or whatever it was needed according to the situation. At least the lab needed a contact to make a crown, or at least the same could have been conveyed. The resultant is this. And then the dentist starts selling that 6 crown as well along with the 5. देखो इसको support देने के लिए मैंने add किया है. There are so many weird things happening in dentistry. I really don't understand why they happen. And then we blame that dentistry में उतना पैसा नहीं है. That is where we need to understand. And labs will actually love when you reschedule and give them time to work according to perfection. Then accountability is lacking both sides, surely. If it is there, it does help. But if it is not there, who's responsible for which kind of mistake? We need to really take our hand and be counted in that regard. And sometimes we come across this kind of conversation along with the dentist. एक बड़ा 4 यूनिट या 5 यूनिट का ब्रिज है, you want to send it to the local lab. The number first mistake is you're doing it as an LGET impression. The number second mistake, you are doing it on a quarter tray or a quadrant tray, which will barely fit those 5 units, barely. And if the lab raises the voice, सर इसको फुल में इंप्रेशन लीजिए, तू मेरे को बताएगा, 15 साल से मैं काम कर रहा हूं, मेरे को पता मैं क्या कर रहा हूं. The only zeal is to save some material, maybe a little bit of more time. But then if the lab says सर रिपीट होगा तो फिर मैं नहीं करूंगा, आपको पे करना पड़ेगा. अच्छा, अब तेरी आकड़ इतनी हो गई है, तेरे को सारा काम देते ना इसलिए तेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया. कोई ना, ढूंढते तेरा भी हल. बहुत हो गया तेरा, तेरे नखरे सह सह के हम तो दुखी हो गए. These are the kind of communications that many times do happen, and we need to realize that who was at mistake. Is it we or is it them? Then we actually sometimes believe that good labs can exist only overseas. They cannot be existing in the local areas. We need to understand that this craft comes with dual practice, and only if we have good confidence on our lab and if we support them well, they can also work wonders. Then sometimes 2 साल पुराना crown chip हो गया, कुछ हो गया, we presume that the lab will actually repeat, whereas there is usually no warranty clause that exists between sometimes the branded labs and the local labs. Again, you pass it on to the patient or not, that is a different situation altogether. I'm not going to go into details of that, but for a local lab usually this does not exist, and you presume that chip हो गया तो lab अपने आप repair करेगी. आप काट के देते हैं and you want the lab to remake it without any charges. And sometimes dentists are even smarter. They get it done it free from the lab and charge the patient. They try to be over smart. Believe me, this actually can only dig a grave for you in the longer run. And we always want a feedback, but have we ever given a feedback to the lab? जब अच्छा आएगा तो हम कुछ नहीं कहते, जब बुरा आता तो उसको पेट भर के गालियां सुनाते हैं. Why do we do that? But if we are guilty of such things, we need to understand that where does the buck finally stop on? It stops on us. Then the payment part. If those guys are working hard, they are actually putting their soul in the work, they are giving you best quality work at the bestest possible time you want with the bestest precision standards, why can't they get the payment on time? Why are they always last on the list? Leave aside helping them for their extra say investment. Sometimes we actually don't pay them their regular bill on time. Again, whose mistake is it? It's our mistake. We don't consider them as our team member because we consider the staff and the associates first, and we actually never consider them even in the details of treatment planning. Of course, some of us do that, we discuss with our labs. So then जब कोई मुश्किल केस आता है, we try to, नहीं 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 ये तेरे बस का नहीं है, तू रहने दे, मैं उससे कर लूंगा. Unless we support them in some regard, they can't grow physically, metamorphically, and economically. All the three aspects. We need to understand if they need to grow, they can only do by handling such a case. Then, if it is a difficult case, our one-line instructions are very difficult patient. Do your best. Again, without photographs, without actually having seen the patient, without giving them good impressions, without giving them good margins, we expect them to be Mr. PC, the great magician. PC Sarkar, sorry. So we all are human beings. We all are prone to mistakes. So they are also prone to do so, but their margin of error is very, very small. They commit a small mistake and they get an earful from us. Then I told you 30. I gave you almost 32 list of mistakes, 15 and 17 each in the each of the categories. So this is just an example of so many common problems. There are so many more than this. Yes, if it comes to implant fabrication crowns, implant supported crowns, there are so many others as well. So as I said at the disclaimer, I'm not going to go into those details, but the thing is that we need to understand that there has to be an accountability and there has to be a reasoning that where does the fault majority of the time lie. They are the soft guys who are the soft target because they will not reply back. They are like a punching bag for us. कुछ भी गलती हो जाए तो लैब पे गुस्सा निकाल दो is the most common thing we resort to whenever the patient work goes kaboot. We need to understand that we can't blame the lab for failure every time because sometimes the failure does lie at our step and we ourselves are guilty of the same. So बेचारों को चाहिए क्या होता है because what they want usually इतने साल में, this is my 22nd year of practice, what they need is they need some money sometime because they want to put up a new furnace or maybe some other investment in their practice. So we need to understand that we are always we are the only sources available to them for that because वो भी यही कहते हैं सर आप धीरे धीरे करके पेमेंट में से काट लेना. एंड दे वोंट से कि मैं आपको, आप मेरे को लोन दे दीजिए 50,000 लाख व्हाटएवर दे वांट, कि आप मेरे साल बाद किस्त शुरू करना, जैसे अगले महीने से आप काम में से काट लेना. सम विल से 50% काट लो, सम विल से 100% काट लो. दिस इज थिंग आई कैन वाउच फॉर इट. मेरे को जितनी बार अर्जेंट काम चाहिए होगा बिकॉज ऑफ एनी अदर रीजन, बिकॉज ऑफ द पेशेंट हैविंग अ फ्लाइट और मे बी एनी अदर इमरजेंसी, they have not disappointed me even once in this period of 21 plus years. But I surely have at least once or twice, although I have helped them majority of the times, but a couple of times I did disappoint them because I was myself having a cash crunch, having allocated my some amount to a property or so at various points of time. But then they still don't feel bad about it. They understand this thing and they still have worked hard sometime. I remember a case, it was a known case. I actually refused the case because of the time margin, but then sometimes the family pressure is there to work. Imagine a patient walking to me at 5:30 in the evening on a Friday evening and saying that kindly give me a bridge over this place. Okay, how much time do you have? I am actually leaving for Australia tomorrow. आपको आंटी ने बताया ही होगा. Yes, auntie told me, but and auntie put me in a source of trouble as well. तो okay, no problem. कल I'll try that lab makes you an emergency. कल आप शाम को कितने बजे निकलोगे? मेरा थोड़ा सा वीजा का भी प्रॉब्लम है, तो I have to go to visa office first. What time do you want to reach? I have to go. Delhi is at least by the road. If you get off early, at least 5 hours plus by the road. Stabdi takes about 4 hours, but otherwise by road, if you start early, is 5 hours plus usually. So मैं सुबह सर 4 बजे निकलूंगा क्योंकि मेरे को 9 बजे वीजा ऑफिस पहुंचना है. It's 5:30 in the evening, boss. And 4 बजे आपने सुबह निकलना, तो when are we supposed to take the impression and make the crown? नहीं नहीं नहीं, आंटी ने बोला आप करके दोगे. Then the family pressure comes in. And trust me, even in this kind of situation, the lab did make me a crown, did make me a bridge, sorry. It is hard to believe, but yes, they did it. And yes, I had to go to the lab at 3 o'clock in the night or in the morning to fetch that. And ultimately, fit that by 4 o'clock. Yes, I had to take a lot of trouble. It was luckily not a PFM bridge. It was a metal bridge only. So I had to spend almost an hour to fit that bridge because of the obvious reasons we didn't give the time to the lab. So certain kinds of situations are there, but then it was not a good thing on my part that yes मैंने एक दिन में 12 घंटे में bridge fit कर दिया. No, it was not a great thing on my part. It was majority of the skill set involved for the lab. So we need to understand, we need to have a respect for them majority. So next time when you blame your lab, remember, if you're pointing out one finger at them, the three fingers are pointing back to you. So you need to understand that part. So because we believe that lab guys are the only persons who will actually not be jealous of our success. They will want कि हमारे पास काम ज्यादा हो. अगर हमारे पास ज्यादा होगा तभी उनको मिलेगा ना. So genuinely they are our well wishers, and that is the thing we need to understand. We all make mistakes. They all work well, we work well sometimes, but we also work bad sometimes, and they will also have their off days. We need to remember, we need to take those things into account. There are many a times nobody can be sane 365 days a year. They will have their off days, bad hair days. So the only thing is, प्रॉब्लम होती तो हम लोग कॉल करके गालियां देते हैं, लेकिन अगर अच्छा होता तो कभी तारीफ नहीं करते हैं. वेरी वेरी रेयरली एंड वेरी वेरी फ्यू ऑफ अस एक्चुअली डू इट. So we need to understand that technicians are also a part of our team, and because we both of us are dependent on each other to be successful in this art and science or business of dentistry. So we need to improve. Also, where we are weak, sometimes the lab guys will hold the key. The only thing is that they'll get to know those things if we give them a license to speak. They are not under the threat of being reprimanded, that डॉक्टर बुरा मान जाएंगे, डॉक्टर काम नहीं देंगे हमको, क्या बोलना है. नहीं नहीं डॉक्टर साहब बहुत अच्छा काम, आपका काम सबसे अच्छा है, पूरे लुधियाना में सबसे अच्छा काम है. They can resort even this kind of a scenario as well, but then you need to understand that sometimes a truth heard through a ear is better than say 100 amount of lies because of that. So what are the few carry home points you should remember and take action? The number one thing, always pay them on time. And I believe that the major mistake we commit at this point only. And then we don't treat them as equals. We have this pretext of being a god complex ourselves. Then we try to play a fraud with them. Lab se crown repeat karwa lenge, and we will not actually pay them, and we'll charge sometimes the patient as well, putting the same profit into our own pocket. हमारा टाइम लगता है, हमारी मेहनत लगती है, हमारे स्किल है, हमने 5 साल लगाए हैं, 5+3 भी लगाए हैं कई बार. So we those sorts of excuses we give to ourselves to justify our false ego, and then always help them in a case of an emergency. They usually will do those things to get upgraded only in their sphere, and that is going to come back to you. If they have upgraded equipment, that is going to give you better work only. And as I gave you an example, people will have emergencies every now and then. We'll have that opportunity to earn a quick buck, and that is where the only person who can come handy for us is our lab guy. No one else would in those kind of scenarios. So this is the one aspect I have repeated twice already. Get rid of this god complex or the superiority complex. And they are not mere mortals or tuch pranis. We are also all equals in that sense. Then maintain a relationship of punctuality. If the feedback is a both way thing, punctuality is both ways. It should not be disregarded in those aspects. Then share the benefits and losses together. If you have earned because of the lab for an urgent case, always remember to share the profit with the lab, because they have worked day and night to give you some kind of extra facility. But if it is a loss in such a case, in case of a repeat job, you need to understand that you actually need to pay those things as well. So lastly, learn to accept your mistakes, because we can also take an wrong impression. The casting and margins can be at fault. We all can have a drag in the impressions, but sometimes the lab will have that fear of not calling you back. So don't get into that dilemma. Be your self-critic. Always get back. If you feel that the impression is there, talk out with the lab. If the lab feels that yes, they are not very happy with the impression and didn't want to be vocal about it, always offer to take an impression if they want. So don't take a impression on your ego. Ego is something else. Repeating an impression is something else. Majority of the dentist actually mix these two things. मैंने जिंदगी में कभी दूसरा इंप्रेशन नहीं लिया, मेरा पहला इंप्रेशन हमेशा परफेक्ट आता है. Who told you? Who told you this thing? The lab is the best person to decide. If you are not your own critic, the lab is the best person to decide whether your impression was the best or not. Who are you to decide? I've seen this dialogue mouthed by so many friends of mine. मैंने जिंदगी में कभी दूसरा impression नहीं लिया. I fail to understand why. The bottom line is that we all need to be on the same page. If it is with the patient in terms of consent, what is the line used in consent? The patient and the dentist agreed on the same page, or agreed on the same thing in the same sense. It is actually consent. For the staff, you need to understand, we say the eye language. Because we are wearing masks, we are wearing other kind of protective equipment, our eyes are communicating. We believe that अगर dentist और staff में equation अच्छी हो तो हम आंखों से बातें करते हैं. Not the love making kind of a thing, but yes, the staff understands you through your language. That is called being on the same page. Similarly, being with the lab on the same page can join or can solve your jigsaw puzzle very easily. So let me suggest you a few more points that can help you have an effective communication or a good feedback. So the best way is to have a WhatsApp group with your lab. Maybe your technician, maybe a delivery boy can be there, and you can be actually very communicative about this thing. You can send them photographs so that they need to understand your patient, your say patient's requirement or the precision needed in that case a lot better. I've said this before also. We see the patient, we see the dentition, we take the impression. The lab can only can't visualize, they can only presume, and we expect them to be magicians, and that is where the wrong thing actually is. So we need to understand that they are less educated, as I mentioned, and learned, with no disrespect, but we are the say better equipped in that regard to understand this situation better. Then a personal visit every now and then can actually help you check the quality standards, can also boost their morale. I remember when I first went to the lab in 2003. Trust me, they were like कि जैसे उनके नानी के घर से कोई मेहमान आया. They were like this, welcoming me. चेयर लगाओ लगाओ, डॉक्टर साहब के लिए ठंडा मंगाओ, डॉक्टर साहब समोसे मंगवा लिए, and all those things. And I was taken aback what kind of respect they hold for us. Yes, the delivery boys occasionally fight with us, the technicians fight with us, but then which relationship doesn't have a good fight? It does have a fight, but the fight is only to make up for the bad things and respect the good things that you share with each other. And then we actually need to understand that the equation with local lab is very good, because sometimes we might need to work ourselves, or maybe they're not able to understand the kind of changes we need, so we can go and make the desired changes in the lab in front of our eyes, and so that we can save on the time, the commuting time, the communication time, the explaining time, especially if it is an emergency case. So as we treat our staff like assistants and associates as family members, the lab guys should not be less. They should be part of our clinic celebrations, any birthdays or any events of the clinic. And even during the festivals, if you are gifting the bonus to your staff, you need to send a memoir or maybe a sweet box to them as well, thanking you. Gratitude is the biggest human emotion that you can convey to anyone if you want to really say it, they'll say. So bond of mutual respect with two-way communication goes a long way. If the lab has a priority list to choose from कि किस डॉक्टर का काम पहले करके देना है, you should be on top of that priority list. But then it is a two-way thing. You don't, हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि सिर्फ उनको पेमेंट टाइम पे दे दिया, we believe that हमने उन पे एहसान किया. No, we are just paying them for their skill and time and material, of course. That is their right. What extra are we doing? You believe यार तेरे को पेमेंट टाइम पे देते और कोई टाइम पे देता नहीं पेमेंट, ये एहसान नहीं है, वो गलत करते हैं, आप नॉर्मल कर रहे हो, यू आर नॉट डूइंग समथिंग एक्स्ट्रा फॉर इंप्रूविंग द रिलेशनशिप. you have to go that extra mile. You have to do that little bit extra, which will actually help you do that. So a few do's and don'ts. Of course, I'll be summarizing them in the form of the summary for today, the second last section for today. So do communicate effectively. Written instructions always, especially if it is a complicated case, try a personal visit, especially if there are high stakes involved, considering the patient economic scenario. If the patient is a rich one and you don't want any goof ups, you can try a personal visit. But then do not, the same vein, do not assume or presume that lab should know at least this thing. They work for other doctors also. They are also humans. They are also bound to forget certain things. So talk it out, because you will be as good as you communicate. In India, when you don't communicate, we believe that aankhon hi aankhon mein baatein ho gayi. That can hold true maybe for staff, maybe in front of the patient. But when the patient leaves, you have to explain, जो मैंने आंखों आंखों में तुमसे बात की थी उसका मतलब ये था, वो नहीं था जो तुम समझे. Again, even the communication still has to take place. So why not with the lab? Then do encourage an honest feedback, and always encourage constructive criticism. Again, as I said, they should have a license to speak without being reprimanded. Don't keep any doubts to yourself. If you have any distress, if you have any problem, voice them out and get them resolved. Then number 3 would be work with your conditions regarding quality of work. Lab should be knowing it. You should pick and choose, and they should be ready to oblige you also कि हम तो ऐसा काम मेरे को चाहिए. Then on the flip side, don't settle for poor quality of work and service, especially if you're paying them well, because that will hold good to your success in your practice. Then be very professional. The real you, don't fake yourself while dealing with them. This way you can build your trust and respect. But if you overtly being too professional, you actually leave out the scope for empathy or humanity, which is actually wrong for you. Then communication in written always eliminates all sorts of confusions, because this is the starting point of any rift and tension. मैंने बोला था, नहीं डॉक्टर साहब आपने नहीं बोला था, मैंने तेरे को बोला था कि इसमें ये करना है. Even if you have said or not said, the point of contention is that the patient work has not been done as per the desired standard. So where was the mistake? Couldn't you have given the same in written? He has so many things on his hand. Maybe he forgot. He is also a human being. Maybe he actually confused the same with any other doctor's work. So you need to understand those things very, very clearly. So I hope you are not sleepy and I woke you up from your slumber. And as usual, the last section for today is my carry home gyan, which is there, the common in every presentation. So the communication has to be very vital, and a crystal clear one is equally good, because that is the one thing that can actually make your practice more profitable and less stressful. We are already having so many stresses. Everyone of has so many stresses in his or her life. One stress less is always welcome, and if it comes from the lab end, it will surely mean more profit and less of headache, surely. So, and if the communication is good, the technician can actually achieve the desired target very, very easily and very, very clearly as well, because it actually what communication saves is the cost. And the cost can be not only in terms of money, it can be in terms of visits, it can be in terms of time, it can be in terms of other resources. If you want an accurate tooth, you need to say give the accurate findings to the lab, because otherwise they'll not be able to create a lifelike restoration. And without any clear communication or any, say, methodology, such methodology adopted, this task can be really, really arduous sometimes. And if you want to meet the patient expectations of time as well, you need to understand that communication will play a very important role. So without feedback and communication, accurate results absolutely on time are not possible, because whatever we believe, relationship is the fuel of success uh, of any relationship in that matter. So for our practice success, a good relationship building is important as well. So the win-win relationship is not desired only with staff or associate or dealer. It is to be with the lab as well. especially if the constructive feedback goes to and fro. It has to be both ways. डॉक्टर साहब थोड़ा सा इंप्रेशन लेते हो ना, थोड़ी सी बड़ी ट्रे यूज किया करो, छोटी ट्रे में आपका इंप्रेशन नहीं आता। हाँ, मैंने देखा था। आप ना कॉलर जो होता है ना वो पूरा सही तरीके नहीं निकालते हो, उसको प्रॉपरली निकाल दिया करो, शार्प एज ना छोड़ा करो उसमें। This is an example of a constructive criticism that is going across. So if it is a well-oiled machine, the clinic machine can become a good money minting machine as well. If the lab is in sync with the doctor or the dentist, exactly. So the sometimes they say the lab guys are guilty. Sometimes they are not consistently delivering quality materials even after getting the payment on time and even getting the desired payment. Yes, we are not always on fault. They are also guilty. And one of the biggest complaint people have is that the lab is a impression tray eater. They rarely return back impression trays. That is an inherent flaw almost with all local labs. Or I usually started with a different color, a purple colored tray set. I got 3 sets of those. So I actually started sending them. Now I have all the colors without buying any more. So I have all the colors in my armamentarium because all the colors have gotten mixed after so many years. So of course I keep on adding certain things, but I'm talking of the original sets that I started using with this lab. So the solid relationship can give us good results with challenging times and tight deadlines. We can have an edge over our competitors as well. So sometimes again, the English or the UK language proverb, as they say, we treat our lab as a disposable resource if they don't kiss the ring on the bended knee. We want to behave them like slaves. They are actually not. They are our partners in our clinic success. So we have to get rid of I, me, and myself syndrome, because that is a failure for, say, long-term success of that. So we have to understand the synchrony. These all gears will actually work with the in sync with each other only if we understand the logistics and the sequence of the same. So thank you so much for your patient hearing on this day of Durgashtami. Uh, Before I stop my screen share, a couple of announcements. This is my email, website, and phone numbers. You can get in touch with me. Most of you are courtesy the WhatsApp groups. So this is my YouTube channel. There are a lot of YouTube videos. All my webinars taken up recently, almost about 12 to 13 webinars on never taken up topics. They'll starting from 2nd May onwards, and you will have short videos also going on air from today itself. You'll get a video at 9 o'clock on my YouTube channel. So do subscribe to the channel, spread the word. Again, this is part of my CSR activity for my profession, which I love the most. So whatever it is, I still love dentistry more. I might be indulging in practice management, marketing, finance, medical legal, but still I work in the sphere which I like the most, and that is for 8 hours. I do dentistry, and that is still my primary earning profession. So my social media presence, all by my name, Dr. Bhavdeep, on Facebook, Insta, and Twitter, and the page is by Dr. Bhavdeep Oja. So Idea Times, you all know I am writing a column. It's been 4 years and 4 months. So part 52 was published in April 2021. All of them are online. A couple of recent issues are not, but they'll be online next week surely. So do send me your valuable feedback in the WhatsApp group wherever you are. If you felt anything good or bad, so bookers and brickbats both would be welcome in equal measure. So thank you, and I stop my share for any of the questions you have. So let me take up the first from a few from the chat before I go into the other questions. Dr. Dhaval, thank you, Dr. Dhaval. What dental photograph do the lab need? Do they need extra oral pics? So yes, Dr. Divya, sometimes extra oral pics are needed as well, especially if it has to go with the lip fullness or the cheek fullness of the patient. It depends upon case to case, but the lab can be the best judge if they need, if the need arises. Yes, surely. Surely in interior cases you need, but a couple of times in posterior cases as well, you might be needing. So what are the common basic instructions? I mentioned in there what specifications you need from the lab. You need to put all those in black and blue. the kind of margins you need, the kind of contact, the shade, the age, sex of the patient, because many things actually vary from male to female, especially in anterior smile. So you need to mention all those aspects, or any specific instructions, if any at all, you need to add in over there. So Dr. Madhvi asks, hello sir, how will we be able to know whether the lab is using good quality or not? I mentioned, Dr. Madhvi, occasional visit does not hurt much. You can keep on visiting the lab, especially if you have a long case with you. Always try to have a personal equation, so that you can have a situation. Yes, I understand you being a female find it hard, but you can make that visit with your spouse, of course, to the lab. And trust me, you'll be taken aback by the kind of reception or the welcome you will have from your local lab itself. Obviously, if you call them and go there, you'll have a rousing welcome over there, surely. So thank you, Varsha ma'am. Just trying my bit. So any more queries from anyone? I hope the presentation was brought on time. Yes, didn't overshot much. Thank you, Dr. Divya. Any more queries?
Sir, how about certified and non-certified lab technician? Which one we should choose?
See, again, the topic of discussion today was the local lab, and usually we'll have non-certified technicians. It is not the certification that matters; it is the skill set that matters. And if we go by the certification type, we need a trained dental hygienist in our practice. So, how many of us actually have it? Not even 0.5% of the dentists. Not even 0.5. Leave aside the colleges. I'm talking of the private practitioners. So, do we have it? So we train them. It is ultimately the skill set that matters. Whatever training they receive from us, offline or online, on job training, or maybe the offline training, what matters is our equation with them and their understanding about the trick or the art of the trade that we deal in, that is dentistry, surely. So I don't think that is important in local lab scenario that much for me. Thank you, Dr. Sudhanshu. Thank you, Dr. Ajay. Thank you, Dr. Bhavna. Thank you, Dr. Purva. Do put in your feedback in the WhatsApp group as well, so that those who missed out should know what exactly are the components which we need to uh, inculcate in our practice scenario, especially when it comes to discussing with the lab. Thank you, Dr. Deepa, ma'am. Okay, Dr. Sudhanshu, do we need to look into the ceramic furnace specifications if we are encountering chip offs very often, which is not there previously? Yes, you need to firstly check your end. It can be because of the lack of occlusal clearance. It can be sometimes because of the say discrepancy in shape sometimes. But yes, it can be surely at the lab end. You need to take a feedback, because the lab will always give you a feedback. डॉक्टर साहब सिर्फ आपके ही चिप हो रहा और किसी के नहीं हो रहा. Just say uh, and have information collection from other sources the lab is serving. Just casually ask whosoever doctors are they're serving the lab, and take a feedback from them. Are they also encountering the same chipping problem? If none of them is, then surely the problem lies at your end only and not at the lab end. If majority of them are suffering as well, trust me, the lab is automatically going to take the action themselves only, if it is happening at multiple doctors, because some of us might be kind in accepting that, but some of us are not very kind. We actually can commit mistake multiple times ourselves, but when it comes to labs, we don't accept even one mistake from their part. Thank you, Dr. Bindu. Any more queries, or we call it a day? Okay then. Take care, guys. Have a good day. Have a good Durgashtami and the good Ram Navami festival tomorrow. So I hope I'll be getting back to you next week with last webinar of April on finance on Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. I'll let you know the topic for the free groups. So if you're willing, you can attend like today. So thank you so much, and do put in your feedback, whatever you can, in whatever group you are in. Thank you so much.